Hey folks, welcome to my 3 thoughts for October 12th, 2024. My first topic for today I'm calling laws and Lego bricks. As a software engineer, and more importantly as a weirdo, I often look at things a little differently. In this case, when I think about laws in the US, I see it as being very similar to source code. For the non-programmers in the room, source code is, quote, a text listing of commands to be compiled or assembled into an executable computer program, end quote. And laws in turn can be defined as, quote, the system of rules which a particular country or community recognizes as regulating the actions of its members and which it may enforce by the imposition of penalties, end quote. So in both cases you have a set of rules, albeit with different implementations. The issue though is that when I look at a piece of software that is not performing as expected, I can change the code as I see fit to make it better. In practice, this means I may add some code, it may mean that I remove code, or it may mean that I rewrite part of the code. To draw the analogy back to governance, removing code would be the same as repealing a law. Rewriting code would be the same as modifying an existing law, and adding code would be the equivalent of adding a law. Too often it seems that we only rely on the third mechanism, adding a law, as it's the easiest to implement. But unfortunately, as many engineers will attest to, this leads to an unmaintainable mess. Imagine a code base where you can only add new functions and not repair or remove existing ones. It would make the already difficult job of creating a functioning complex system nearly impossible. More importantly, it would make the eventual success of the system highly dependent on the initial functions that were written and their quality, since we cannot go back and replace or rewrite them. Yet this is the exact approach we take when crafting our governmental systems, and I encourage people smarter than myself to explore the space, as future generations will need a better legal system than we have now for many reasons. What if every law automatically expired, and only after it was voted on several times over several years would it become a permanent regulation? What do you folks think? What are some creative solutions we can devise for the problems we are discussing? My second thought for today is what I hope may be an easy way we could improve political discourse. The idea is for us as citizens to adopt the belief that a politician should never speak about their opponent. I'm not suggesting that we should make something like this into a law, but imagine a world where a politician speaks about their opponent, we as citizens are immediately disgusted. If we insisted on candidates that could articulate their positions instead of simply relying on fear-mongering, we would be better off for it. Currently, I think it's fair to say that both the Democrats and Republicans regularly engage in this behavior, and it really is at the end of the day a disgusting and dishonest way to make your case. What do you think? Do you have any heuristic you use to ferret out when someone is being dishonest to you? The last topic for today is about how we can incentivize content creation. I think at this point it's widely acknowledged that the current social media platforms prioritize content that generates the most views, which in turn creates the most ad impressions. This is really what makes the wheel turn in the first place. If we were to create a platform for long-form written content not too dissimilar to Reddit, one of the biggest things I think it should accomplish is to make sure content creators both get the lion's share of the revenue that the site generates and that the content they produce leads to people learning. The first part is easy. By building this myself with the belief that our society needs these digital utilities, we can design it from the ground up to give all the profits back to the users minus the costs of running it and a handful of salaries for the daily employees such as myself. Looking at the deal for data between Reddit and Google. Did any of you writers on the platform see $1 of those $60 million annually? That's weird considering you authors create all that value in the first place. The second part, though, I'm not totally sure I have a good solution for. I do know that we need more granular content moderation. This means in practice removing up and down voting and replacing it with hundreds of ways to label content. But even if we allow the readers to, in essence, score and label the content organically, I'm still pretty lost on what exact formula to use that would correctly incentivize the creation of knowledge, humor, and other, quote, valuable content over content that just creates clicks and anger. Honestly, I suspect this is going to be one of the harder things to reimagine. It's something that I'm definitely hoping you, the audience, can better help me understand how to properly tackle. Well, that's my 3 thoughts for today. May your favorite football team win their next game, unless they are playing the Steelers, in which case I hope they lose horribly. With that, peace until next time.